XXVIII. The homeward journey the 2 queens. Then the band of very valiant retainers came to the current. They were clad all in armor. The coast guard again. In link-woven burnies. The landwarder noticed the return of the earlmen, as he erstwhile had seen them. 5 nowise with insult, he greeted the strangers from the naze of the cliff, but rode on to meet them, said the bright-armored visitors vesselward travelled welcome to wetters. The wide-bosomed craft then lay on the sand, laden with armor 10 with horses and jewels, the ring-stemmed sailor, the mast uptowered o'er the treasure of Hrothgar. Beowulf gives the guard a handsome sword. To the boat ward, a gold-bound brand he presented, that he was afterwards honored on the ale bench more highly as the heirloom's owner. Set he out on his vessel, 15 to drive on the deep Dane country left he. Along by the mast then a sea garment fluttered, a rope-fastened sail. The sea-boat resounded, the wind o'er the waters the wave-floater nowise kept from its journey. The sea-goer travelled, 20 the foamy-necked floated forth o'er the currents, the well-fashioned vessel o'er the ways of the ocean. The Geats see their own land again, till they came within sight of the cliffs of the Geatmen, the well-known headlands. The wave-goer hastened driven by breezes, stood on the shore. The port warden is anxiously looking for them. 25 prompt at the ocean, the port ward was ready, who long in the past outlooked in the distance, at water's edge waiting well-loved heroes. He bound to the bank, then the broad-bosomed vessel fast in its fetters, lest the force of the waters 30 should be able to injure the ocean wood winsome. Bade he up then take the treasure of princes, plate gold and fretwork. Not far was it thence to go off in search of the giver of jewels. Hrethel's son Hygelac at home there remaineth, 35 himself with his comrades close to the sea-coast. The building was splendid, the king heroic great in his hall, Hygd very young was. Hygd, the noble queen of Hygelac, lavish of gifts. Fine-mooded, clever, though few were the winters that the daughter of Heorot had dwelt in the borough, 40, but she nowise was cringing nor niggard of presents, of ornaments rare, to the race of the Geatmen. Offa's consort Thritho is contrasted with Hygd. Thritho nursed anger, excellent folk queen, hot-burning hatred. No hero whatever 'mong household companions, her husband excepted. She is a terror to all save her husband. 45 dared to adventure to look at the woman with eyes in the daytime, but he knew that death chains hand-wreathed were wrought him. Early thereafter, when the hand-strife was over, edges were ready, that fierce raging sword point had to force a decision, 50 murder-bale show. Such no womanly custom for a lady to practice, though lovely her person, that a weaver of peace, on pretence of anger a beloved liegeman of life should deprive. Sorely this hindered Hemming's kinsmen. 55 other ale-drinking earlmen asserted that fearful folk sorrows fewer she wrought them treacherous doings. Since first she was given adorned with gold to the war hero youthful, for her origin honored, when Offa's great palace 60 o'er the fallow flood by her father's instructions she sought on her journey, where she afterwards fully, famed for her virtue, her fate on the king's seat enjoyed in her lifetime, love did she hold with the ruler of heroes, the best, it is told me. 65 of all of the earthmen that oceans encompass, of earl kindreds endless. Hence Offa was famous far and widely, by gifts and by battles spear-valiant hero. The home of his fathers he governed with wisdom, whence Eomer did issue 70 for help unto heroes, Hemming's kinsman, grandson of Garmund, great in encounters. For Scowen, 1896, Scathan has been proposed. Accepting this, we may render. He said the bright-armored warriors were going to their vessel, welcome, etc. Cf. 1804. R. Suggests Juat him on Naka and renders. The vessel set out to drive on the sea the Dane country left. On bears the alliteration, cf. On Hafu, 2524. This has some advantages over the H, so. Reading, viz. 1. It adds nothing to the text. 2. It makes Naka the subject, and thus brings the passage into keeping with the context, where the poet has exhausted his vocabulary in detailing the actions of the vessel B's emendation, cf. P. and B. XII. 97 is violent. B. Translates, who for a long time, ready at the coast, had looked out into the distance eagerly for the dear men. This changes the syntax of layoff Romana. For 1 v. 1924, several eminent critics suggest 1 equals remained. This makes the passage much clearer. Why should such a woman be described as an excellent queen? C. Suggests Fraknu equals dangerous, bold. For endages, various readings have been offered. If endages be accepted, the sentence will read, no hero dared look upon her eye to eye. If ondages be adopted, translate, dared look upon her the whole day. XXIX. Beowulf and HIGLAC.